In this video, we're going to create an on and off switch in Figma. This tutorial isn't just about creating an on and off switch. If you master the skill, you can design anything that toggles between two different states. We will introduce a new function in Figma called component. A component is a powerful tool that allows us to reuse elements infinitely. We can also create different states for a component, such as hover and pressed state. Let's first analyze this component. Basically, we're switching between two different states, the off state and the on state. We'll create a loop to connect these two states. Now, we can create our on state. Let's go to the toolbar and select the rectangle tool, or press R on your keyboard. Let's drag to create a rectangle. When we zoom in slightly, we can see 4 tiny white dots at each corner of the rectangle. To round these corners, drag these white dots inward. Next, go to the Fill panel on the right-hand side and change the color to yellow. Now, let's create another rectangle. This time, let's hold Shift while dragging to draw a perfect square. When we zoom in and drag the tiny white dots at the corners, we can turn it into a perfect circle. Let's go to the Fill panel on the right-hand side again and change the color to white. To create a sense of depth, I'm gonna add a drop shadow to this white circle by clicking on the Effect panel on the right-hand side. The default shadow may look too harsh and unnatural, so let's soften it. Let's click the icon in front of the drop shadow box, and a small window will pop up. Adjust the X position to 10, the Y position to 10, and the blur to 50. Let's align the white circle to the left. This will be the offstate of our switch. Now we can turn it into a component. Let's find the component icon in the top right corner. It looks like 4 little diamonds. Alternatively, you can press Ctrl-Alt-K on Windows or Command-Option-K on Mac to create a component. Next, we'll create the on state of the switch by adding a variant to our component. Let's go to the component panel in the top left corner and click the plus button to add a property. A menu with 4 options will appear, and let's select variant. A purple plus icon will pop up. Let's click on it, and you will see 2 identical switches. Now let's modify the second switch to represent the on state. Go to the Fill panel on the right-hand side and change the background color to green. And then align the white circle to the right. Now that we've created the appearance of both states, it's time to add the interaction. And always remember, when creating an interaction, we need to switch to the prototype panel instead of staying in the design panel. First, select the switch at the top. When you hover over its edges, a small white dot will appear. Click and drag a line from this dot and connect it to the second switch. As soon as we do that, an interaction window will pop up. For the trigger, we'll select onClick. For the action, choose Change To. For the animation, let's go with Smart Animate, so the transition is smooth. The curve setting controls how the speed changes during the animation, so you can play around with it. And the duration should be set to 300. Now, to complete the loop, we need to make sure the interaction works in another direction too. Let's select the second switch, drag a line from it, and connect it back to the first switch. We'll use the same setting, on-click for trigger, change to for action, and Smart Animate for the animation. Now let's create a blank canvas by clicking on the second icon in our toolbar or pressing F on our keyboard. We can drag to define the canvas area. Next, let's copy the first switch we created and paste it onto the blank canvas. Then click on the name of this canvas and hit the play button in the top right corner to preview the interaction. Once in the preview mode, let's click on the switch and toggle it on and off. It's going to display a smooth and seamless transition between the two states.